So this challenge quest was a complete joke, and will end up being a quick one as a result. Either that or this team is just amazing, which is also a possibility. Quite frankly, had I been a little more aggressive, I could have very easily just given the enemy 0 turns. They'll get almost 0 turns, but not quite. I was trying to decide when to add Arciela's, or when to use Arciela's Dissension and Sight Unseen. It's not being used for the HP silence here, it's being used for the speed down, which using the speed down works quite well with Amitatelian's turn deletion. I have Jack here, obviously for Jack's debuff. One of the nice things about giving the enemy very few turns is you can go debuff crazy on them and not have to worry about them wearing off anytime soon. We started out with Terra C65 because my Terra has 0 ingots, and so we have to get the Magicite buff on her somehow. And Deuce will give everyone magic attack up. Not that it's really needed at this point. And time to stop giving B any turns. Again, I could have, if I would have known how badly I was going to destroy this stage, I wouldn't have given any of them any turns ever. But yeah, Terra destroys another stage. Amitatelian prevents the boss from taking any turns again. And I think this will give everyone max brave up and note. Yep, mostly done for note. A couple of little HP attacks taken right there. And a debuff that does something. I have 0 idea what that debuff does. And we'll never really find out what that debuff does. Trying to debate here if I should add Arciela's other debuff. But yeah, their debuff slots are full of frame debuffs right now anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Plus the whole turn deletion and speed down on the enemy, and they don't seem very fast in the first place. Makes it so they're not getting a turn for a very long time. And so now Terra's just going to destroy everything. You can see Terra's high armor is kicking in. High armor's really good for Terra, I highly recommend it. We'll use Jack here because why not? Katana wounds are at max, so might as well. Yeah, the magic meteors are doing just under 230,000 damage, as opposed to just under 200,000 damage thanks to Terra's high armor. Terra's getting a lot of bravery funded after each attack because with Terra's LD buff, she actually gets bravery funded based on her brave damage done, not her HP damage done, which is pretty unique. So here I'm thinking about Riot Blading. It's a good time to Riot Blade because Terra has a lot of brave, but I have no idea if I would break them out of order or not. So I just say screw it, I'll drop a meteor and see what Terra's brave is at next turn. Here I'm probably going to use Hymn of Healing, yep. Just to heal from that 1 HP attack that happened and give Deuce something to do on her turn. Comet because it's going to hit hard on B and I can't see them, so I'm not really worried about them taking a turn. I should say I can't see their turns. And a launch. Yeah, these things are pretty easy to get launches from. Unfortunately, Amitatelian at 1 out of 3 ingots has a pretty weak brave attack in a launch. I'm not sure if that changes though, and Immediatilian gets more ingots. Yukish Ultima is going to hit very hard because it always does. And oh look, I can see their turns again. But they're already pretty much halfway done. So, the way this works, in case you haven't really figured it out yet, is the middle one is kind of the main boss. The other two are sort of minions of it. And they stay dead. Well, not dead. They stay at 1% and eventually come back to life after a certain amount of turns and get HP again. And you have to kill them all at the same time. Or have them all at 1% at the same time to win. Not very difficult. At least for this team. Mega Flare again, so no turns for them. I don't know if I use Mega Flare again before this ends, but just to ruin it for you, if you look at the animation, the little blue streak left by the laser from Mega Flare appears to actually go faster than the laser itself from Mega Flare, which is kind of funny in the animation. I used Chaos Wave on one of the minions just to battery Immediatilian and Deuce in a launch because it did pretty much the same amount of damage to everyone anyway, so may as well. But yeah, that's a funny thing I saw with Mega Flare's animation, is the blue streak on the ground left by the blue laser actually outruns the blue laser. So I'm not really worried about the two minions, but eventually I'll throw out a meltdown just to do some damage to them. Just meteoring away. Have no problems using Ride Blade here because Terra was at full brave and I'm not worried about breaking them out of order like may have happened last time. Deuce hitting pretty hard, but again this is synergy for Deuce, so we'll see what happens outside of synergy. Speaking of synergy, this could be the last run I do with 03 Terra. I know I say that every every video, but this will be the last stage Terra has synergy on, except of course for this Lufenia, so maybe I'll run Terra at 03 for the Lufenia, but I swear one of these days I'm getting Terra ingots because they help her out a lot. Yeah, the only reason I haven't done it yet is because she's so strong without the ingots. Kind of sad when Deuce Brave hits harder than you do, but I think that has to do with the number of hits that happen on the Brave attacks themselves. So, Meltdown. I thought that was going to finish everyone off, but it left the boss with just sliver HP, and there we have it. Probably the easiest challenge quest I've ever recorded. That was just under 9 minutes. Hooray. Oh, it's a 70 turn limit, that's funny. Makes sense. Still working on artifacts for Deuce, but at least I've given Deuce her character boards at this point, and Esper boards. Unlike the last time I ran Deuce. Should I have talked about strategy? Don't give them any turns. Use Immediatilian and Terra, and then whoever the heck you want for the third slot. And Amidatillion, 1 ingot. Deuce has not gotten a book yet, even for Deuce's armor. And Terra 03. Thanks for watching.